Valentino Rossi. This is the story of a racer who wasn't just a champion, he was a full-blown cultural icon. We're talking about a guy whose legacy isn't just measured in trophies, but in the millions and millions of fans he brought into the sport.
And to really get who Valentino Rossi is, you can't start at a finish line. You have to start with a feud. This one quote from his arch-rival Max Biaggi pretty much sums up the insane drama that followed Rossi everywhere and honestly probably fueled his fire. And that really gets us to the big question, right? What is the difference? Is it just about winning races, or is there something more to it? How does an athlete go beyond their sport and become a name that everybody knows? Rossi is, well, the perfect case study. So how did he do it? What was his secret sauce? Well, we're going to break it down into 3 key ingredients. First, his absolutely undeniable performance on the track. Then, that magnetic personality that basically created the Rossi Show. And finally, the wild rivalries that made his story legendary. Okay, first things first. Before any of the showmanship, before the massive fan base, you have to look at the cold, hard numbers. His career was built on a foundation of just sheer, relentless winning. Without this, nothing else would have mattered. And this is the number everybody knows. 9. World titles, 7 of them in the premier class. We're talking about a solid decade where he was just the guy to beat, cementing his name among the absolute gods of motorcycle racing. And his climb to the top, it was just ridiculously fast. He didn't just show up, he dominated every single class on his way up. In '97, he grabs the 125cc title. 2 years later, he takes the 250cc crown, and by 2001, he's the 500cc world champion. It was this unstoppable, step-by-step conquest of the sport. And the numbers behind that reign, they're just mind-blowing. Most premier class wins, most podiums. The guy's longevity is unreal. Over 400 Grand Prix starts. And what's really amazing is his versatility. He won championships on the wild old 2-strokes and the modern 4-stroke bikes. That's a true sign of greatness.
But let's be real, stats alone don't build an army of fans. So how did Rossi turn MotoGP into this global spectacle? It was all about his personality. This is where the racer became a rock star.
I mean, the guy brought a level of pure fun and theater to the track that nobody had ever seen. His post-race celebrations were legendary. Remember the giant inflatable chicken? Or when he stopped to use a trackside portable toilet? Every single win was an event you had to see. And off the track, man, he was a total game changer. You know how most athletes are super media trained and give these robotic answers? Rossi was, well, he was just Rossi. He was quick, he was real, he was genuinely funny, and he connected with people on a human level that his more serious rivals just couldn't. And that authenticity, that's what built the VR46 army. You'd see it at every single track around the world, this massive sea of fluorescent yellow flags and merchandise. It was this loyal, global tribe that felt like they were really a part of his journey. Now here's the really clever part. That whole fun-loving, happy-go-lucky personality, it wasn't just for the cameras. It was a weapon. As his old manager said, that sheer normality of his would just mentally destroy his more intense, serious rivals. The mind games were won before the race even started. And that personality, that confidence, man, it was like throwing gasoline on a fire when it came to his rivalries. These weren't just races, they were personal, intense duels that had millions glued to their screens. And there was no rivalry more personal than the one with Max Biaggi. You really couldn't have invented 2 more different people. Rossi was the cheerful kid, the prankster. Biaggi called himself the Roman emperor. He was dead serious, arrogant, and kind of aloof. They were total opposites, and that clash created some of the best drama in sports history. And their feud didn't just stay as words. It ramped up fast. It started with a snarky comment from Rossi in the press. That led to Biaggi's infamous "wash your mouth out" threat in a public restaurant. And it all boiled over into this incredibly dangerous moment on the track at Suzuka. Just listen to Rossi's own words about it. He basically had to go motocrossing on the dirt at over 140 miles an hour. But here's the thing about Rossi. He doesn't just get mad, he gets even. He gets back on the tarmac, hunts Biaggi down on the very next lap, and famously gives him the middle finger as he flies past to win the race. Just iconic. So you take all that, the pure dominance, the massive charisma, these epic rivalries, and what do you get? You get a legacy that goes way beyond his own trophies and is still shaping the sport today.
And maybe the best example of that is how he's basically future-proofed his own influence. With his VR46 Academy, he is personally training and mentoring the next generation of Italian superstars, making sure his philosophy and spirit are baked into the sport for years to come.
Now, when you put him up against the other all-time greats, something really stands out. Yeah, their stats are in the same ballpark, but look at that cultural reach. That's where Rossi is in a completely different league. The global brand, the connection with the fans, nobody else even comes close. So what's the big takeaway here? Why does this all matter? Because Rossi proved that an athlete's personality can be just as powerful as their performance. He single-handedly made MotoGP a must-watch global entertainment event. He didn't just race, he invited everyone in for the ride. And at the end of the day, Rossi's career makes you ask a pretty fundamental question about sports. What do we really value in our heroes? Is it just the cold, hard data of wins and championships? Or is it the unforgettable moments, the personality, and the amazing story they leave behind that truly defines greatness?